And we are recording. What's up, everybody? Red Cloud Gamer here, bringing you the first post-next-gen launch episode of the NSX Gaming Podcast. Joining me as usual, my co-host, the one, the only, TheGreenSween. What's up, Sween?
What's up, man? A lot of news to talk about this week. Finally, we've been waiting.
Yeah, you know me. I'm like a kid in a candy store when new systems come out, and although one of them cost me double what it should have, I definitely got my hands on both. I heard that.
Controllers too.
You shush. You know what? I was thinking about it last night. Like, I did pay double the price of a PS5, and like that sounds like a lot of money, but realistically, like, I have a $3,000 fridge here, bro. I spend $1,200 on a phone every 2 years. A game
Craziest
system
fridge.
costing me $900. Like, you're talking about 5 years, anywhere from 5 to 7 years. That system's going to be in use. Realistically,
Yeah.
it's not even $200 a year. My phones cost me $600 a year, and all I use them for is Netflix and listening to football.
Yeah.
You know how much more enjoyment I've had from my PlayStation in 4 days than I have from a cell phone in 2 years?
I gotta admit, I mean, what did you say? You got it for 900?
Yes.
I mean, honestly, from what I've been seeing online, that's honestly a good deal at this
Yeah,
point. I hate
people are
to say
selling
it,
them
but-
for crazy amounts.
Well, I mean, obviously, Sony doing what they did and dropping it an extra day early from what they announced caused a lot of chaos. That's bound to happen. I mean,
Well, I don't like what Sony did, but at the same time, it wasn't completely them. Like, they did tell their partners, pre-orders go live tomorrow morning. I don't know who, but one of the partners went early. I read a rumor that it was Walmart. I don't know if that's true.
too. I think it is true. I remember reading that originally too.
And Walmart is a company that doesn't give a shit about your dates. I've bought games from them early. I've bought systems early. I got the 360 arcade at Walmart in Latham before the arcade was announced.
Yeah, they actually,
You
you
know.
know what? I remember when we went to a Walmart when they released Outer Worlds for the Switch, they already had it on the shelf the day before it came out, like on display.
Yeah, they do that.
Yeah, so.
So I'm not surprised that it happened. I don't know. It sucked for us, and it cost me a lot of money. I had to pay double for the system, but I'm happy as hell with it. I have both systems sitting next to me, and you know me. I'm an Xbox guy. My little picture there is me in a Halo suit with a Lancer.
Yes, sir.
I've been an Xbox guy a long time. I'm having so much more fun with my PlayStation. That's not a knock on Xbox. The truth of the matter is, right now the Xbox feels like I upgraded my PC. Like, it's got all the
Right.
same games, and they run better, But the PlayStation feels like, I don't know, man, like,
Right.
it feels like the total next-gen package. Whereas the
Right.
Xbox feels like I got a new system that doesn't have any new games yet. The PlayStation, I've only played a couple games, and I've loved every one of them.
Well,
I guess
right
I
off
should
the
put this
bat-
thing up on the screen, and we should start talking stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say right off the bat, I was gonna say the Xbox, like you said, just kind of feels like an upgrade for a system that you already had. It's almost like another Pro model. I feel like, you know what I mean? Like, just say we stepped it up a lot. PlayStation, it just feels like a whole new experience once again. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
And I look at the future. I didn't buy these systems for the amount I spent to play them right now. I mean, I am playing them now, but I bought them for the next 5 to 7 years. And I'm not dumb. I know the specs. The Xbox is better. When you're talking about game performance and resolution and whatnot, the Xbox is going to win in the long run. But right now, the truth is, in gaming, it's all about games. The PS1 was the least powerful console of its generation, and I had so much fun with it. I don't even think about the other systems I had back then. The PS2 was my go-to system for 4 years until I switched over to Xbox. It was the least powerful system. The 360 was less powerful than the PS3, and it was my favorite system of that generation. Power does
Right.
not mean you're going to be the best. Games mean you're going to be the best. And
I agree.
right now, the games that Xbox has that I really enjoy, PlayStation has as well. But the games that PlayStation has that I really enjoy, only PlayStation has.
You warned me this was coming up on the stream.
Oh, yeah,
the touchpad. Eagle sucks.
sucks.
In case anybody didn't catch that, he had to give me a little shout out on the touchpad. No,
Dude,
I remember,
this
you know,
part, hang on. I know we got to do what have we been playing lately, but this part right here with this controller, when you're tilting the controller and you feel like them little freaking astrobots are rolling around inside your controller, like I swear if you tilt slow enough, you can count how many are in there.
well, a lot of people who have already seen the podcast know I'm not anybody but Nintendo. I don't own a PS5 or an Xbox Series X, but I did have the pleasure to go and try the PlayStation at your house actually last night. So we should inform the fans that the Green Sween has had a little taste of next gen.
I'm killing them dudes inside the controller right now. Little shaking
Yeah.
robot syndrome.
Let me
Huh.
tell you something before we do dive into that really quick. This has got to be the most complex, craziest controller I have ever seen in my history of gaming. I mean, just not even so much the rumble and how strong it is, but the precise accuracy of where the rumble is in the controller really, really blew my mind.
Yeah, it feels like going to your area of expertise, the Switch controllers when they first came out, they had like that 1-2 Switch game, and you could like, there was one of the games where you had to tilt the controller and you could like guess how many things were inside it, and it was pretty accurate. I used to win at that game a lot. This
Yeah,
feels like the next version of that technology.
exactly. It really does. It really does.
It just
So we're gonna dive into what games we've been playing. Do you want me to start, or would you like to start it, my good friend?
you know what? You should probably go because I'm gonna go off when I get to the PlayStation stuff.
Yeah, I should because we discussed this and we figured there's not too much Nintendo news aside from what we know already that's confirmed. So I'm gonna get into it pretty quick. Two games I've been playing. I finally completed No More Heroes, the
Oh
first
yeah,
one.
you've been telling me about No More Heroes for like a week now,
Dude,
maybe
I
two.
gotta admit, man, I really gotta admit, when I first saw No More Heroes 3, the trailer, I was like, yeah, this game looks like it could be cool. It could be like a fun little retro game to play. It'll be all right, I guess. You know what I mean? I'm like, some people are a fan of it. I play the first one, and I mean, it's not even the remastered first one that they came out with the Xbox and PlayStation, but it's the original Wii version. They didn't really change the graphics or anything like that,
Oh, I didn't
and
know
I'm
that.
really glad. Yeah, and I'm really glad about that, dude, because I really got to see what that actual experience was like. The only thing that really changed was that obviously there's no more required motion controls. You know what I
Which is
mean? Because
nice.
for
I
the
mean,
Wii,
I
you
really
had you could still use the motion controls if you'd like to with the Joy Cons, but
I kind of
you
shied
don't
away
have to.
from the Wii, uh, because two things. One, I didn't like the forced motion controls. They were cool in some games, but some games forced them in ways that I was like, yeah, this is stupid, and I don't want to do it.
Right.
And the Wii came at a time where I had already upgraded to HD TVs, and anyone that had a Wii and hooked it up to an HD TV and found that it didn't upscale into HD knows that it did not look all that pretty. It actually hurt
Right.
my eyes a little bit to see. So,
Right. And that's why you really started losing a lot of third-party supports too, because it was just so hard with the motion control only to really make things work. In my opinion. I mean, I don't know if that's agreed with on you, but
I mean, Nintendo has struggled with third parties for years, but they did kind of like get them back with the GameCube a bit, and then really lose them with the Wii. So I don't know if it's because of the controller. I thought it was just because most of them had changed their development tools to support HD with like the Unreal Engine 3 and renderware and whatnot, and the Wii just didn't support it like at all. So
right,
a
right.
lot of them. Also, you got to think on Nintendo, what sells? Zelda, Mario,
Zelda.
and
Fun games.
anything fun games, but specifically anything Nintendo makes. Now on the Switch, that's changed, and they're seeing better support because of it. But for most of our lives, the games that really sold on Nintendo were Nintendo games. Third parties never sold that well, so a lot of them were like, you know what, I'm not gonna spend my time, effort, and money to invest in developing a Wii game when it's not gonna recoup the money.
Right. Exactly.
Now
No,
Switch
but
games are selling well. All of a sudden, we're seeing some third-party support. Still missing from some of the bigger companies. You haven't gotten any Rockstar or Activision hasn't dropped a Call of Duty or nothing, and I don't think EA has released anything significant.
right.
No, they did. They gave a what Burnout remastered, right? That came out.
Paradise. Yeah, Burnout Paradise. Yep.
But like no Maddens, no. I don't. They don't make NBA Live anymore, but they didn't do any of
Right.
those.
So
Is
I'm gonna give my
FIFA on the
I'm gonna give
Switch?
my I would like to give my honest quick review of No More Heroes, and I'm gonna get right out of the way with what I didn't like about the game. Not to be a critic, but just to show that I'm not gonna be biased about this
I
game and
mean,
just go off about.
if you're gonna critique, you are being a critic. Just for the record.
But you know what I mean, not like a strong this game, da da. But um, The storyline was like a little dry. Like, I mean, it was pretty simple. It was, you know, you're the 11th ranked assassin and you're trying to kill the top 10 assassins to get to number one. And I mean, just the story really wasn't in depth. You would do these side missions that get very repetitive. It's the same enemies, the same noise, and eventually, when you kill like the fourth assassin you have to kill, you're gonna do one mission the whole time, repeat, even when you unlock the new missions, because you just get so much more money for doing this mission. So I kind of like did this kill 100 enemies missions like from 6 to rank 1 just because the money was insane compared to anything else. So that was something that I've read, though No More Heroes 2 does improve on that big time with the side missions, but it was just a little dry, and the story was just pretty, you know, straightforward.
Did
You
you
go
pick
kill
up
this
No More
guy.
Heroes too?
I did. I only got to play like the first 20 minutes, and I do want to tell you, the first 20 minutes of that story takes off more than No More Heroes story all the way until the end. The end of No More Heroes story is really, really good, though. I will say that.
So I mean, those games are
Um,
fairly old. So I'm guessing from what you're saying that probably people complained that the story in No More Heroes 1 was a little slow, so they addressed it right away in 2, and that sounds like a good developer in my book.
Exactly. That's exactly where I wanted to get with that, is they really did touch on a lot of things that seemed like were complained about in the first game. But the game itself, so here's where the good is the boss fights. Even though the regular fights are very repetitive in those missions, the boss fights are all so unique and so challenging, Jay. I mean, when I tell you, I had so much fun. Every boss fight was something different. It really was, truly. Nothing repeated itself in all 10 fights, and the ending was really, really interesting. So the gameplay was fun. The combat, that hack and slash kind of deal, I had a lot of fun with that. And that's usually not my go-to game style, honestly, man. I'm not going to lie. But you know what really took me away was the amount of comedy in this game. Like, they make references, like, at the end, he's like talking with the final boss, and the final boss is like, if I tell you the story of how I got here, this game rating is going to go up. You don't want this game to get pushed back another couple months, do you? The fans don't want that. And then he looks and starts talking to the fan, and like, it's just like that funny, you know, breaking the fourth
Breaking
wall,
the
if you
fourth
would.
wall, that's nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So I love that kind of comedy. And Travis Touchdown is just a funny, funny assassin. So, no, I mean, really, all in all, it's a really fun game series. I'm really excited to dive into the second, but the reason why I didn't get to dive into the second was because I borrowed a little game from you, the original Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition, before we get to Age of Calamity.
Oh, you
I
don't
had
want to
sound
call it
that one out.
Calamity Ganon?
No, I think I finally beat the streak.
All right.
No,
I like
so
Calamity Ganon. I'm about to make a logo for it. Let's stick with that.
and again, I got to borrow it last night, but we didn't get
Yo,
to
look
play
at the screen right now,
much.
bro. Look,
Yeah.
it's God of War. I'm going up. It's
Oh,
Kratos and the boy.
We were seeing a bunch of these last night. So yeah, this is why I didn't get to play Hyrule Warriors 2 too much, was because I did get to dive into a little bit of PS5. And when I told you in and out, I guess I got a little sidetracked, huh?
Yeah, I think you meant when you didn't get to play No More Heroes 2, not Hyrule Warriors 2.
Oh, did I say Hyrule War? No, I meant Hyrule's Warrior 1, honestly. I didn't mean to say 2. Whoops. No, but I did get to. I got to play the first 2 missions of Hyrule Warriors. I think I just might have confused how I said that, but.
Yeah, well, you're an Eagles fan, so it's pretty easy for you to get confused, right?
Right. By the way, congrats on breaking the 4-year streak to the G-men.
Yeah.
Just gonna and we'll just leave it at that. But
remember when I made you do that cartwheel? Because you guys won on that 61-yard kick from a rookie kicker.
That was embarrassing. The cartwheel, not the kick. No, but right off the bat, I could tell you, I probably played about an hour or 2 of Hyrule Warriors. I played about an hour or 2 of Age of Calamity, and some noticeable differences. Like, first of all, the combat and just how smooth it is and how it looks graphically around, really, really a lot better. Honestly, like, it's noticeable, very noticeable. The enemies and the animations of how you're swinging the sword, very noticeable. But then the story mode in Hyrule Warriors, right off the rip, these first 2 missions, they're just like, you know, a picture, click the mission, give a little story detail, start the battle. Now, Age of Calamity, you're looking at the whole Breath of the Wild map, and you're selecting the missions off of that, and it's in the order you choose. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I mean, instead of going by the book and like, oh, you just press this screen, you're really openly exploring these missions in this Breath of the Wild map, and I think they really just did a good job. And not to mention, I mean, we don't know too much about the story yet, but we're talking about the 100-Year War that we talked about in Breath of the Wild so much that we wondered so much about, and to play as like Rivali and all these characters that we played in the Divine Beast. I mean,
So,
I'm excited
so
for the
it's a
20th.
pretty good thing that I convinced you to borrow Hyrule Warriors and play through that before you play Age of Calamity, because you wouldn't want to play Hyrule Warriors after you played Age of Calamity.
I mean, you know what, dude? I would recommend that for almost any game series, honestly. I really do like going in order. It's the same thing, even though I only didn't beat Galaxy as a kid. I beat 64, I beat Sunshine. I played 64, I played
Yeah,
Galaxy.
I don't know if Mario really counts. You know, those
All
games
right,
stay
fine, but
fun
fair.
forever, and the
But
stories
even,
don't
all
play
right,
together.
all right, fine. But even No More Heroes, I could have jumped on and got No More Heroes 2, knowing that's the better game.
Yeah,
But I
no,
went for
I
No
would
More 2.
definitely recommend. In a game like No More Heroes or like Hyrule Warriors, yeah, go with the first game.
I'm saying,
Most games I think that's the case. Mario is one that I don't agree with.
well, yeah, because most people have played it. But I mean, personally, I guess what I'm saying is I like to know where a game came from even without the story. I just kind of like to know where the game came from before I'm playing the newest one. I mean, Mario is kind of a thing where we grew up with it, you know what I mean? And like we've seen where it came from. We were there. But No More Heroes is a game I didn't get exposed to as a kid, so that was definitely one I was going to
Well,
go with the first one.
you know, my thing with
Same thing.
Mario is just that all Marios are designed to be the funnest game of their time. And I've said this in a couple of the other podcasts. Nintendo designs fun games. They stay fun. If you play Super Mario 64 on your Nintendo Switch 7, I don't know what they're going to call their next systems, but like, you know, the what are we in, the ninth gen right now? So if you play Super Mario 64 remastered on the 15th generation of Nintendo hardware, it's still going to be fun. Nintendo makes fun games. But some of these other games, like Hyrule Warriors, uh, for me personally, Assassin's Creed is one of the ones that comes to mind. I don't want to play Valhalla because I haven't beat Odyssey, and Valhalla is so much better in the way it looks and runs that if I play it going back to Odyssey, I'm gonna be like, oh man, this really doesn't run good. I don't want to finish it now, so I
Right,
feel compelled to play that one first. Like I
right,
was compelled to tell you that you need to play Hyrule Warriors, which is why I told you had to come borrow it.
right. But I mean, again, even Hyrule Warriors is a game technically. Like the story doesn't come into the Breath of the Wild story. So, but I mean, still,
Yeah, but
that's
the
why I
gameplay
want
is better in Age of Calamity. So either
right, and
way,
that's why I
I'm
wanted to.
glad you're
So
enjoying it.
that's what I mean. That's why I always like playing the first game first, just because I like that comparison of. I like to see what a company did, with the game, and it really shows the passion sometimes of these workers, and you really know what studios you like more through that, in my opinion. And then there is one more little bit of news. A game I will be coming back to very soon is I took a little break from Animal Crossing's New Horizons. It's been pretty dry with news, and
Yeah, I haven't heard you
530
say
hours
anything about
later.
it in a while.
Yeah, 530 hours later, I did need a little break. I built this whole concert hall in the back of my house. I have all my villagers are decked out in beautiful houses. But they did announce today, they showed a little trailer for November 19th. They are coming out with the holiday update. There's going to be new reactions, events, hairstyles, save data transfer. There's just a bunch of things going on.
That's dope. You'll have to tell me all about it. I'm sure Des will hop into it too. She's put hundreds of hours into Animal Crossing as well. She was
Believe it or
addicted.
not, that's my number one played game on the Switch. What I never would have told you that in a million years. I was not an Animal Crossing fan coming into the Switch, but New Horizons. I think you want to talk about the most improved game in the series that really made the most changes and did the best. I think it's Animal Crossing. Not saying game of the year, but most improved game series. Yeah, Animal Crossing: New Horizon.
I didn't play the old ones like that, so I can't really tell you. I did
I
play Animal
gotcha.
Crossing New Horizons, and I enjoyed it. I didn't play it quite as much as you or like Des, but I think I got like 120 hours on it. Uh, it was fun. You know, it's a game I'll come back to. It's a game I feel like you don't have to play nonstop. It's something you play probably a couple hours a week, or maybe one week you'll
Oh,
really sink
who,
into it for 20.
who do we got here on the screen?
I don't
What's the
know this
reference?
game, man. I've seen this a bunch of times, and I'm like, yo, what the hell am I looking at here?
It's like he's Oh, I was about to tell you to turn around, but we're watching some pre-recorded footage, so I
Yeah.
don't think we're gonna do that.
All right. So we covered your Nintendo stuff, yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. So we're going on to the PlayStation, and
Yes.
I'm too damn excited for this because I am admittedly an Xbox guy, but dude, I've had so much fun with my PS5. Like I feel bad saying that because I'm an Xbox guy, but my goodness, PlayStation is going to get a whole lot more playtime this gen than it did last gen. I don't think it'll get more playtime than my Xbox in the long run, but at least in the short run, it's going to get played a lot. Like, every minute I'm not working, I'm going to have my PlayStation on, or I'm going to be doing this damn podcast with you.
Well,
I'd have it
it's
on
like,
right now while I'm doing the podcast, but I don't think I'd be all that good at doing the podcast. So,
I mean, it's really like we talked about, right? Though, I mean, the Xboxes just kind of felt like this major upgrade, which, don't get it wrong, the load times, everything, very impressive. It's still very impressive.
oh yeah,
Don't take
everything
away
about
from
the
that at all.
Xbox is nice. Quick resume in
But
particular, they weren't lying. That thing is awesome. The fact
but
that I
we
could
talk,
turn my Xbox on right now and pick a game that I've played recently and immediately be right where I was. It takes like 5 seconds. No splash screens, no 30-second load up. Just boom, I'm there. And I can switch between like 4 or 5 games at a time. Not that I do that. You know me. I typically play 3 games at a time. My goal is to be
right.
playing a single player game, a cooperative multiplayer game, and a competitive multiplayer game. I do
Yeah,
break it sometimes. Like right now with the launch of a system, I'm kind of bouncing around game to game, just enjoying them.
right.
But that's typically my rule. So with Xbox, that's perfect for me because I can just bounce game to game to game. In comparison, I'll tell you, PlayStation doesn't actually have like a quick resume feature where it keeps a game loaded in like a save state like off the PC. But it loads so damn fast that I don't know if you really need it anyway.
Right.
So Astro's on the screen. Now you remember this. I made you play this on the PSVR back when you came over. I had you check this
Yes.
out, and I think
Yes.
Gran Turismo. I mean, not exactly this one. It was the PSVR version.
Yes.
And that itself was like a demo, just like this is, that eventually got its own full-featured VR game. I'm really hoping the same thing happens here. I want next Christmas to have a fully done Astrobot game, because this thing is awesome. It really
Yeah, I
is.
agree. And I remember, when we first met, forget about talking about the podcast, forget even when we had like our phone call conversations. I remember early on when you asked me like what consoles do I like and why, I said I wasn't really the biggest PlayStation fan of that generation because I felt like they strayed away from a lot of the games that they had success from my childhood. From like PS1, PS2. Spyro and Crash no longer an exclusive. Final Fantasy no longer an exclusive. You got they did make new Ratchet and Clank, but like we didn't see really much from Jack and Dexter. We didn't see Sly Cooper. Like, these are games that I loved as a kid. And now it seems like, or even Medieval, which they did end up remaking at the end of the PS4's life, but it's not over. But before the PS5. But even still, it feels like they're really showing some love to their previous games early on. Like we see a nice Ratchet and Clank game. You showed me the 30 games you get for free if you have PS Now, right?
I think it's 20, but yeah.
20, okay, 20. But Ratchet and Clank was one of them up there, the remake.
And PS Plus, not PS Now.
Sorry. You know me, I don't know too much about PlayStation in all honesty, but
Hey, a
games like
fat
this,
princess reference.
when we went, fat princess.
She gets a little fatter each piece of cake.
No, but we were looking at PS Labo.
Yeah, that's gonna come up. That's a little weird.
Yeah, that's gonna have some controversy. I feel like Nintendo might have to bat an eye or two at that one.
Yeah.
But like, man, just like the things you were showing me in that PS Labo, being inside of a place. I mean,
Yeah, well, that's
my
gonna come
God.
up. We'll get to that.
Oh, it is coming up on this. Okay, I just
Yeah.
wanted to make sure that. Yeah, we'll wait for that. I mean, I just thought that was the highlight for me, man. I thought that was magnificent.
This whole game was the highlight for me. I can't believe I had so much fun with this. I'll tell you a funny thing about this. I didn't get any trophies. Like I'm gonna not really. I don't hunt achievements anymore. I did when 360 first came out, but when I really like a game, I say, you know what, I want to get as many achievements or trophies as I possibly can. I didn't get any on this because the first day I got it, I had to work, and I was like, yo, you know what? I don't want to play this because I won't want to go to work. I know myself. I'll just be like, nope, I'm not going. It's not happening. So I decided not to play. My daughter was like, yo, can I play? So I'm like, yeah, sure, not realizing she's playing on my profile. So I'm at work, and my PlayStation app goes off, like, congrats on your new Platinum Trophy. And I'm like, I don't have no new Platinum Trophy. What the hell are you talking about? And I look, dude, this kid played this game and beat the entire game, like 7 hours. Like I said, it's kind of like half a game, half a tech demo. But she
Right.
beat the entire game, got literally everything in the PlayStation Labo area, got every trophy, and loved it. She was messaging me like, yo, this is so awesome. And it really
Yeah.
is. As you're watching it, like, you play as this little robot. For those of you that don't know Astrobot, you play as this little Astrobot robot. He was a VR thing. Now he's not. He's an actual regular platformer guy. He has these other robots he jumps into. As you can see, I'm in a weird-looking frog thing right now. And this game was really designed just to show you the controller. You know, last night when you stopped by to pick up Hyrule Warriors, I was like, bro, you got to check this controller out. And you see right
Yes.
away, once you're playing this, you're like, okay, this thing is different. The way the triggers work, the way the rumble works, it's...
Well, I went from in and out to let's take 30 minutes and hold on a second. Well, hold on a
Yeah.
second. Wait, what is that? Hold on a second.
It's like, yeah,
Wait a minute. You mean to tell me those little guys are in the controller? I'm sitting there like they're in the controller. I can feel them going left, right, center, forward, backwards. Shit.
Yeah, it was, it's impressive. And, like, it's really...
Really is.
It's one of the things, in all the previews, everyone kept saying, yo, the controller is so great, but I don't really know how to show it to you. And it's the same thing for me. Like, I don't know how to tell you how great this controller is, except put it in your hands.
First, you gotta put it in your hands. And you know what?
And look,
I would love
finding
to
these
see
little
this
artifacts is so dope. This little PS move.
Yes.
Look at the materials on this. I know that I did the video at 1080p, but you can still see, like, they modeled the plastic textures and the buttons push when you push them. Like,
I mean, it's insane.
yeah, their attention to detail is sick. I really hope this gets a full game. It's the graphics are you're looking at it. The graphics are really good. Obviously simple, you know, but there's some ray tracing on this. You can see, like, when I was out on the beach, you can see, like, the color of the sand reflected on Astro's more reflective parts as, like, metallic silver parts. It's just a showcase for the controller for the most part, but it's a fun showcase.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say about the controller except I was amazed, man. Like, the more I play with it, I can't help but want to play with it more. And look, what did I find there? Another PS Move gun. Those things are cool.
Oh yeah, among all the things I found last night, a little PS Vita.
Yeah. You know, the weird thing with the controller, I found out the controller works on the Switch. You can use it as a Pro controller. Pretty nice. Somebody has apparently released a mod on PC to let you use it on Steam, including all the haptics and all that. So that's dope.
Right.
I see online people say that it works on a PS3. That you can get it to link to a PS3. But you can't get it to link to a PS4. What the hell? That don't even make no sense to me, man.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, I missed that jump. Man, I shouldn't have shown this gameplay. I look stupid.
You can't look as bad as I did last night playing this. Remember when I had that
Yeah.
shot guy? Oh my
I do
god.
remember.
Yeah, that was terrible.
He just
No,
ran
but you
right
know
into
what,
him
dude?
like, look, he's got electric prongs on his face. I think he wants to give me a hug.
I'm telling you, I really do hope, along the lines of what you said, I hope Astrobot gets his own game. I feel like keep the tech demos in this because they do a phenomenal job of showing what they have to offer.
Yeah, and
with
this comes
this
preloaded
Astrobot.
on every PlayStation, so...
And they make it fun.
Yo, look,
they
Metal
make
Gear
it
Solid.
lovable. Yes.
I just,
Wow.
I just knocked Snake out of the box.
Oh, wow.
Dude, I love
See,
this
like,
game.
there's just so many secrets, so many gems in this. This is so charming, and they showed so much love to their own company. They were like, hey, this is why you should be a PlayStation fan. You know, that's what this says to me. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, it's
didn't
like
have to go
he's, like,
big.
traveling through the inside of a PS5, if you didn't notice, by the way. But, like,
No,
the
I've
gameplay
never
that
been
he's
inside of a
playing...
PS5.
You know, it's like he's traveling through what PS5 can do, but at the same time, he's seeing everything that came before it, everything that paved the way to get to PS5. And it's just...
I love that. I love that.
This right here, you didn't get to play this part. You feel, like, the tension in the controller when that wind was blowing at you. It's different, man.
It is. I mean, I just, that controller's on like anything. I mean, it looks beautiful. It feels beautiful. It is just the most. I'm seriously thinking about getting one for my Switch. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. Honestly,
I
really
wouldn't
have.
blame you.
I mean, that is just an elite way to play. I mean, wow. I
Uh,
mean, seriously.
and
That's
you
that
don't
that
see it in this video, but the load times don't exist, man. They're not lying. The PS5 hard drive is really quick. I did test a couple backwards
well,
compatible games, and I wasn't blown away by them. They did load faster, but still like in the 15 to 25-second range on some of them.
yeah,
But
well,
those aren't
these
games
games.
designed to take advantage of this hard drive. So
That's what I would say. These games have to be optimized for it
yeah,
too. I'm sure that's a
it's the
big
same thing with
factor
the
in it.
Series X. They load faster. They definitely do, but they don't load as
Well,
fast as the games that are made for this new hardware.
when you loaded in Spider-Man, oh
Yeah,
my god! I
yeah.
mean, to load in that world at that speed. I mean, I
Look,
said it.
I'm
I
gonna
was like, I
knock
didn't
this
even
guy's
see it say
balloons down.
loading. It didn't have time to say loading. Yeah,
Yeah, they just got rid of load screens.
yeah.
uh,
Nice to see.
I hit everybody in this game. I don't know why. I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna hit this person. I'm gonna hit that person.
And then
too.
even the same thing when you died in this game. I mean, how fast you were back into the action. It's that's the
Yeah,
real
and
deal, dude.
to me, like, yeah, graphics are gonna get better. Gameplay is gonna get better, of course. Like, as you give developers better tools, they're going to do more and more impressive things with them. But when it comes down to it, the big thing for me for next gen from both of these systems is getting you into your games quicker. Having
Yeah.
less time of sitting around waiting to play a game and just being able to play a game. You know.
Well, we saw that early with
Oh,
Gran
here's
Turismo.
another game. This is Until Dawn. It's that like
Oh,
horror
okay.
movie game. There's
Yeah, I
like
know what you're
8
talking
kids
about.
on a mountain. It's like an 80s horror flick, but you play it. It was actually pretty dope. I'm probably gonna
Nice.
replay it on PS5 at some point because a buddy of mine told me that they like really improved the performance and load times on it. And I never went through and got like multiple endings. I just kind of took the first one and was like, all right, I'm good. Damn, I couldn't get that coin for nothing. But all right, that's this game. There's not really much to say. It's pretty. It's a lot of nostalgia. It's gonna call back to all the years you played PlayStation. Whether you're like me and started on PS1 or you started on PS2, started on PS3. It's got a lot of throwbacks, like you just saw Metal Gear Solid hiding in the box.
Yeah.
And I really hope it gets a full featured Astrobot, 40-hour game at some point.
Yeah, it deserves it. Astrobot is really needs to start becoming a face of the franchise, if you ask me. I mean, he's so charming too. He's just so simple and so cute. Get
Yeah.
this guy going. He's a great little guy.
What am I finding here? Something good. Something good. Come on.
Oh,
Botcharted. It's an uncharted scene, but
Yeah, I was gonna bring this up. How they just like did a bunch of games, but with the bots,
dude,
it's just
I don't want to be greedy because this game was pretty awesome anyway. But I think it would be so cool if when you found things like that, if you could play like a single stage from Uncharted where it's redone and you're the bot instead. That would be sick.
That is such a great idea.
But I am
love
greedy,
that.
so even though I said I don't want to be greedy, that was me being greedy. They're probably not going to do that. Probably a lot
I
of
wouldn't say
licensing
it's
stuff,
greedy.
but
It's just
hope
it's
they
just
do
a
it.
great idea though.
Moving on. I mean, this is still going to play because the video is pretty long. But Spider-Man. I showed you Spider-Man. I played it. I got the Platinum Trophy when it first came out, 2018. I loved the game. One of my favorite games of the PS4 generation. It was a little easy to get the platinum, but hey, I'll take a platinum when I can get it. There's a lot of games I don't get them, so you want to give me an easy one, I'll take it. Story was sick. The acting was sick, and everything in this is just as good as it was then. It just looks a lot better. And I'm talking about the remaster, obviously, like not Miles Morales.
Right.
I won't play Miles Morales until I finish the remaster.
No, that's fair. More than fair.
The ray tracing impressed the hell out of me. I showed you
Me
last night.
too.
You
Yes,
see
you
that
did.
ray tracing reflections the second you start moving. The lighting. When you're going by some of the really reflective buildings, and I think at one point I even showed you like the difference between cube map reflections and ray trace reflections.
Yeah.
And because like a
You
cube
did,
map
you did.
changes, so you see the reflection kind of bounce around because it's actually
Right.
redoing the reflection as you go. I died right here. I'm stupid.
Let's see. Oh man. And you're right back in though, just like
Yeah,
that.
right
I mean,
back
look
in.
at that. That's so impressive, man.
Yeah.
Seriously.
The detail
Miles Morales-
is
Spider-Man.
upped really significantly from the 2018 original, and I thought the 2018 game looked great already. You know, I played it on my
Right.
PS4 Pro. It's one of the more impressive PlayStation titles of last gen, and now it's one of the most impressive PlayStation titles of the start of this gen. So I definitely like it. The performance mode, oh man, I, you know me, I'm a graphics whore. I've said it forever. You're gonna
Oh, I
see,
know it.
you got a Resident Evil reference coming up right here. There you go.
Oh,
Yep, Chris and Jill.
oh, look at that. Yeah.
Yeah, look at her rush to close the door. uh,
That's funny as you
yeah,
punch them.
yeah,
It's funny when you punch them too. They all do like a little thing almost from the game, or
yeah. The performance mode is silky smooth. I am addicted to good graphic games. You know, a game that looks good will get a decent rating from me. You know, I'll still call it out for any flaws it has, but I will be like, oh man, it looks so good. So
yeah.
part of me wants to stay on the ray trace mode, but man, it runs so smooth in the performance mode. Like, I don't see any frame drops, any frame tears. I don't have like a, you know, G Sync, FreeSync, whatever TV. I have a nice TV, but it's a couple years old now. You helped me set it up, remember?
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. I do remember.
Yeah, you were nervous as hell you were gonna break my TV.
You
But
made me nervous. You were gonna break my neck if I broke your TV. So I mean, it's kind of
okay,
it's
it's
a.
understandably nervous. I got you. All right. But I mean, it looks great on it. I like I said, I noticed no frame drops whatsoever. I die a bunch of times at this spot. I think. I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I can't decide between the modes, and that's rare for me. Normally, like I'll turn on, you know, a performance mode, but as long as the graphics mode is smooth at the 30 that it's supposed to be, I'll be like, all right, cool, I'm down with that.
Yeah, that's
You
what
know?
made it an easier. Oh well, there you go. You went backwards for that coin. I mean, that wasn't you brilliant.
I'm gonna die a
Um,
couple more times.
no, but
Uh,
that was the thing when I played when we were talking control on the Switch is that I would have liked the graphics mode. It looked nice, but it ran terrible. At least you're getting
yeah, I'm
really.
getting.
I mean, it
I
still
don't
looks
think that
very
it falls
solid.
at all at the 30. I think it's 100% 30 frames.
Right.
I don't know what just happened there. It's the motion
That was
controls
cool.
on the controller that get me. I'm eager to finish Spider-Man because I want to jump into Miles Morales, and I want to finish the regular one. I know that I beat it on the first version, but I never did any of the DLC. So I want to finish it again, get the platinum, get all the DLC done, and then hop into Miles Morales. And you know, like you said, the load times
Oh.
were absurd. You know, I
Oh.
go from the PlayStation menu picking Spider-Man. It's probably, I don't know, 4 seconds, and I'm on the main menu. And then actually picking to load the game, it just goes to black and lights back up, and I'm in the game. Like on these systems, loading screens are gonna become a thing of the past, man. Like
Yeah.
2 years from now,
That's
we're gonna be like, "Yo, do you
insane.
remember loading screens, bro?" Like,
Ah, stop! Don't. Age is just creeping up on me now, dude. You gotta stop. Oh my God! Look at your. That was a jump and a half, dude.
yeah.
Oh my. People, if you're watching this stream, please rewind about 10 seconds and see my man make the leap of faith. Wow.
Don't bother doing that. He's just annoying. All
I am annoying. It's
right.
true.
There's actually some Spider-Man footage at the end of this part.
Oh,
You know, at the end of
nice.
Astrobot, if we get that far.
Hey, did you
Um,
run into any Spider-Man references in Astrobot or no?
no, but I haven't played through the whole thing. I could probably
Right, so
ask
you
Des
never
if
know.
she saw any.
Was just wondering.
Uh, I did play Sackboy. You know, we talked about this I think 2 episodes ago or 1 episode ago, whatever it was.
Yeah.
You know, it's a Little Big Planet spin-off. Like, there's no creation. You're not making stages. You're just playing, you know, multiplayer game, platformer.
It's like an adventure game, right?
Yeah,
Like
it's
an adventure platformer.
yeah, it's pretty simple. But like the stages are creative. You know, I think it's Sumo Digital that does it, and I've only played maybe 2.5 hours, and the stages are creative enough to like keep you wanting to play more. You know,
Right.
the game. I'll tell you this. You know me. I said it at the start of this. I've said it in a bunch of the videos, and you know me. I am an. Oh, I'm gonna die here too. I'm an Xbox guy, bro. See, I don't know how I fell off there. That was bull. But
Yeah.
I'm an Xbox
was.
guy. My PS4, I never bought a second controller, man. I never owned two controllers of my own.
Yeah, you weren't on it
You
much.
know,
I'll
I
tell you
got
that much.
I got a
I can
PS4.
vouch for that.
I got a PS4 when it first came out. I played some games right away. Then I got an Xbox One, and I didn't touch my PS4 that much. I really played it when like something big came out. you know. And then I got a PS4 Pro, and I got rid of my PS4. And then, oh man, I suck at this game sometimes. I gotta stop looking at the screen and just talk to you. So
Talk to me.
then
What's up?
I did upgrade. You've seen my PS4 Pro. I got the God of War PS4 Pro after
Yes,
the original.
beautiful, very beautiful.
I actually got rid of it the other day, right when I got my PS5. So I gave my buddy a sick deal on it. I'm sure at some point he's gonna listen to this. You know, Anthony. And I hope you're enjoying that.
Yes, sir. Welcome
yeah.
back to gaming, man.
I jumped over this mad times. I hooked him up with my my God of War PS4 Pro, and I don't know, probably dozen and a half games. You know, Spider-Man, God of War, Gran Turismo, Nino Kuni, the Crash game, so much stuff. I was never gonna play again. I got the digital system for PS5 because you know me, I typically go all digital,
Right.
and I had no need for any of that other stuff. So I just hooked him up. I gave him a really good deal on it. We won't like discuss price and stuff. That's his business, but I did give him a sick deal. And he's been playing some Call of Duty Black Ops, really enjoying himself. I think I saw his kids playing Crash Bandicoot. So I'm glad to see that it's still getting some use. You know, now that it's over there, it's probably going to get a whole lot more use than it did for me. But the point of all of that was I never bought a second controller. I only ever owned a second controller in the very, minimal amount of time it took me to copy everything from one PlayStation to another before I got rid of the previous PlayStation.
Right.
This Sackboy game got me to buy 3 more controllers. I have 4 DualSenses here, so me and my kids could play together. I did actually have some footage of it, or I'm sorry, I should have some footage of it. I recorded the first video. I didn't realize it was like in this this web format that doesn't really play well with the video editing software I have. Gotcha. So I recorded another video in MP4, but I actually experienced a crash. You know, everyone says like, "Oh yeah, you're just beta testing the system." Well, I pretty much beta test every system, and they all end up fine. So shut up. But I did have a crash. I was playing with my son. I got, I don't know, 55, 60 minutes into it, like right at the end of because I think you can only record an hour at a time. Right when it was about to end, it just crashed. I went back to the PlayStation dashboard, and apparently when that happens while you're recording, it cuts the recording. So I lost that 55 minutes.
You're saying the game crashed and just closed out, correct? Just
yes.
So the people.
Yes, the game crashed, not the system.
Right. Well, I just wanted to make it aware.
And it just gave me like something went wrong.
The game, the system, and then the recording
Yo,
software.
What's this here? What's this here that I'm running up on, bro? Who just had that blue hat hiding in that safe? It was Sly Cooper.
Was it? I missed it. Ah. Wow.
Yeah.
So they gave a Sly reference. I like that. It's in the back of their mind.
This is Parappa Rappa and Jammer Lammy right here.
Oh, Papa Rappa. Oh my God.
Parappa the Rappa. I used to love it.
I told you there is so much nostalgia in this game. It actually hurts.
Oh, yeah, Sackboy graphics are top notch, but like Astro, it's very simple. Look, I found a PS3.
Just chill.
And you can interact with it. You can open the little hatch for the compact flash and SD and all that. And
at the PlayStation Labo.
With great power. Yeah, and they ripped off the Spider-Man logo on the side of it.
Nice. So, there's the reference. Uncle Ben.
Yeah, the graphics in Sackboy are good, but like Astro, they're simple. Like the materials look great, the textures. It's awesome. It's simple, impressive, but not on the level of Spider-Man. And again, the load time's practically non-existent. I pick a stage and I'm in the stage. It's probably a second or two. Like, I don't want to say that it's literally no loading time, but it's close. Here's the PlayStation Labo, by the way.
Yay!
Yeah, I'm not sure they can say that, but they did.
Can we say that?
This guy, there's a Spyro. There's a Spyro on this table.
Oh, gnarly. Oh, gnarly, little guy. Look at that one Astro.
What just happened to your accent? What? Don't make me remove you from this chat, okay? What
happened to my accent?
Oh, gnarly. Stop it.
Gnarly. It is.
Look.
That's a gnarly Spyro.
He burned him in the face. I haven't played Demon Souls yet. I bought it. I don't want to risk breaking one of my new DualSenses, so I'm holding off on playing it. But
Ah,
no, I don't really like to play too many games all at once, so I'm holding off till I finish one of these
oh,
before I jump in.
that's
Dance
interesting
Dance
because I
Revolution.
remember that was your big game when I asked you about
Yeah,
your big game coming to
yeah.
PS5. It was Demon
Well,
Souls,
I'm
so
pretty
I think
much just
that's
gonna wait
interesting.
until I gotta work today. I have Sunday, Monday off, so on Sunday I'm gonna turn on Demon Souls, and I'm probably only gonna play that for
Play,
my 2 days off. I won't play any other games.
play COD or no
I played COD on Xbox.
on Xbox?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Actually, let's dive into the Series X. We've talked a lot about PlayStation. Let's give your console some love here.
No.
Oh man,
No,
that's bitter.
yo, I just wanted to say before I jump off the PlayStation stuff, the PS Plus collection, that's a great addition, man. There's like 20 games.
Great addition.
I mean, Uncharted 4 is in there, God of War is in there, Ratchet and Clank, Infamous, one of the Mortal Kombat's, I think 10, um, Bloodborne. There's so many games from the PS4 library, and I really feel like it was added solely for people that are grabbing the digital edition. Obviously, it benefits you with whichever edition, but getting the digital edition, if you're a PS Plus member, and let's be real, if you're buying a PlayStation at launch, you are very likely a PS Plus member. You immediately have 20 games, and a lot of them, look and run better than they did on the PS4 itself. So that's that's really impressive to me. It's not as good as Game Pass, but it is really impressive, and it's not something Sony typically does. So I was pretty happy with it. The iToy. He's playing with the iToy.
Yeah, that was the first thing I asked you last night too. I'm like, they
Yeah,
got iToy, iToy, bang.
yeah.
That doesn't
So
look like the original iToy though. That
no, no,
looks like
no. That's the PS3 iToy. The PS2
oh, okay,
iToy I haven't found yet. I'm sure it's in here though.
okay, I gotcha.
See, like I've only played the stage that had PS3 stuff right now, so that's why it's in this little spot. Those
Oh,
other
there's
sections
different.
are gonna have like PS1, PS2,
I
PS4.
didn't know that. Wow, that's
Yeah.
cool. You didn't tell me that yesterday.
Now I'm
See, I
doing the
didn't know
vending
that.
machine to unlock some more stuff. That's pretty cool.
Yes,
And you
there's.
like,
Oh, last night all you got was puzzle pieces when we did this.
yeah. And then you'll
Remember?
like right there, you feel with the trigger when you pull it. It's like tough to break. It gets harder as you pull. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I
Oh,
remember
there's a
this.
PSP camera. Portable cameras, they'll never catch on.
PSP camera.
Yeah.
Huh.
Jumping over to the Xbox stuff, I don't have too much to
Yeah.
say. Um, I think the system is great. It loads fast. I have it in instant on mode, and it turns on in probably 2 seconds, like legitimately 2 seconds. Um, the quick resume, phenomenal. I think it keeps at least 4 games, but they said depending on the size of your game, it can be like up to 12, which I'm guessing means if you're playing like backwards compatible like 360 titles. Essentially, it just allocates a portion of your hard drive where whatever game you're playing, whatever amount of RAM is filled exactly where you are in the game, it takes like a snapshot of it and saves it onto that little partition of the hard drive. So then when you go back to it, it can automatically recall that data at whatever the system loads at like 2.5 gigs a second. So it takes maybe 6 seconds to recall that information. So I can bounce from like Tetris to I've been playing Mafia 3 on my Xbox One lately, and now my Xbox Series to Valhalla, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and Call of Duty, and back and forth. And like each game is 7 seconds. So like if I'm playing Valhalla and you hit me up and say, "Hey, let's play some Duty," I don't have to be like, "All right, wait till I save and all that." I can just be like, "Okay, let me jump into Duty, play Duty with you. When you're done, I'll go back to Valhalla. It takes 6 seconds. I'll be right where I was." That's
Yeah,
that's a
that's
really
really
dope
nice.
feature, and I anticipate that getting a massive amount of praise throughout the generation. And I hope that Sony does something to copy it with their hard drive. I'm certain they can. It might be a little bit tougher for them because their hard drive is smaller. You only get like 660 gigs, and in doing that, you are reserving a certain amount of space on the hard drive for those save states. So it might be a little bit more of a pain until they get a version of the system out that has a bigger hard drive or enable the expandable NVMe drive that it has. Like we know it's in there, but I guess it's not going to be enabled until a future update, probably in a couple months. But
Yeah.
oh look, I found another PS3. What's that? The regular slim one? Yeah, it's the regular slim one, I think.
Yeah, I think unfortunately what really hurt the Series X was just launch titles.
Yeah, it didn't really have any. Like
If
You
I
know,
think I think I think if we didn't lose Halo at launch, this could be a lot different. I think losing
you
Halo
know
was
what,
huge.
man? Halo didn't phase me. I was a big Halo guy on the original Xbox and up till like Halo 3. But I really fell off after that. It's not the same franchise since Bungie left it. I think 343 is good, but they're not as good as Bungie. You know, you could tell that
Definitely agree.
Bungie loved that franchise. Oh, there's a super slim PS3. Uh,
Well, let's face it, Destiny kind of took the place of Halo, if anything.
yeah, and now you see that Bungie's not handling that all that well either. Like
No,
something's
they're
going on
not.
with that company that I don't quite understand. I mean, Activision's probably the most money hungry company in gaming, if not maybe EA, but I'm thinking Activision, and they let Bungie walk from a 10-year deal for Destiny with the property itself. There's like mismanagement there behind the scenes. Something's going on. Someone's gonna end up buying them. It'll probably be Amazon or Tencent, and it'll piss me off, but it's gonna happen.
Who will buy
Um,
Bungie?
yeah, there was
Oh, Epic
talks
Games.
recently that
Epic Games, bro. That's who's gonna buy them. Epic Games is buying everything, dude. And I got on Rocket League yesterday. I didn't even know Epic Games bought Rocket League.
I don't know. I mean,
I do
I
know.
think if someone's gonna buy it, it's gonna be. I would have initially said Microsoft, and there was talks that there was a conversation to buy it. Some people that I follow had said that it was like deep conversations, like the purchase almost happened, but Bungie was asking too much money. Uh, I don't know. The fact that they wouldn't buy it. Hey, that car just hit me. I think that's Ridge Racer he's playing.
No,
Uh,
there is not a game company. Not to interrupt you. There is not a game company
Not to
that
interrupt
I
you, but I'm gonna
feel.
interrupt you.
Yeah, pardon the interruption.
There we go.
Well, we can't say that. No, but yo, Epic Games by far is one of the most controversial companies. I feel like in my mind, they. I don't know the microtransactions. They do make a lot of money, but
Everyone
they
does
make.
microtransactions. Just
I
deal with
get
it.
it, but
It's part of the
at the
industry
same
now.
time, I was gonna say, dude, at the same time, they make a lot of free games that have huge, massive crossplay support.
Yeah,
They made Rocket
I
League a free
I
game.
I love what Epic has done with their power with things like Fortnite and forcing crossplay. I don't know that crossplay would be as far along as it is without Epic coming in and saying, "Dude, it's time to do this."
That's why I'm so
You
it's
know,
so controversial. But I
yeah.
mean, like you say, every game has microtransaction, but like I mean, Epic Games really like Rocket League has changed, dude. I'm telling you, I got on it yesterday.
I still haven't played.
Yeah, the microtransactions are it's just so much more now. Like in order to get these tires and skins and everything, you have to pay money. You know, it's just that's what it is now.
Well, going back to the Xbox, I
Yeah.
love the system, and I believe in the next 5 to 7 years, it'll be the system that gets played the most by me. But oh yeah, we jumped
Right.
to Spider Man.
We're just
Uh,
waiting for the games, kind of. You know, that's
oh
what it
man,
is.
Spider Man looks good. Yeah, like you said, Halo would have changed it, and I'm sure for some people it absolutely would have. Halo is still a big franchise. Look at the ray traced reflections in these buildings.
I
Oh my
know.
god, I gotta stop looking at the screen. It looks so good.
No, you
Um,
gotta look on the screen. The people need to see this too. I mean, the
yeah,
people need to
well,
pay
people
attention to
can
what's
look.
going
I've
on.
already played it. I need to talk. Um, I think Halo would have helped, but like me personally, I would have liked a new Forza. I would have liked a new Gears. Like I know they got Gears Tactics, but I have Gears Tactics on PC. It came out I think in April, and it's not a main entry to Gears. I would have loved to have like Gears 6, and I know they patched Gears 5 and it runs better than it does on my computer, which I don't know. I mean, it makes me happy for my Xbox and kind of disappointed in the computer sitting next to me. I'm giving it dirty looks that you can't see right now. But I don't know. I think they needed more games. They needed more exclusive games. The Xbox One launch, for all the problems it had, like it had Dead Rising, it had Rise, and I know a lot of people crap on Rise, but Rise was a solid first game in a franchise. If it would have gotten a second game, it would have been a lot better. Honestly, if you go back and play Rise today, you'll find that it's still one of the better looking games of the last decade. And the gameplay really is like from the camera angle, the combat, it's like the base what do you call the foundation of what Sony Santa Monica did with God of War. They essentially played Rise and were like, "Yeah, we could make that a lot better." And then they did.
Right.
I would
And
have
then
loved
they
to see
did.
what would have happened with Rise. with a Rise 2, but Crytek is a crappy company that couldn't budget anything right, and Microsoft was not in a position to retain the rights to their IPs for most of the generation. Man, Spider-Man looks good. I gotta
You hear
start
that,
looking at it.
Crytek? He's calling you out.
Yeah, everyone knows Crytek sucks. They make
He's
really
calling
pretty
you out.
games, and then they mishandle their finances horribly.
It's a shame.
Yeah, well, some
It's a shame.
companies are like that. It sucks, but it's true.
It's the world. It's the world.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I just think launch titles is really a big difference maker on this.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know which titles it needed to make me happier. I did get Valhalla. I played Valhalla. Valhalla I played a little bit. Looks great.
I want to tell you something right now. I'm less hyped for something than a lot of people are hyped for something. All right, so I like the simplicity of the PlayStation 5's menu. I don't like the customization takeaway.
You don't like the lack of themes.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean, yeah.
I mean, coming from a guy that plays on Switch, I think that you should stop right now. Quit while you're behind.
You know I've been very upset that especially Nintendo not having themes. You have so many iconic characters and you don't have a theme. Listen, my menu's the worst. I'm not sitting here trying to defend anything. I'll say that any day of the month. But yes,
yo, look at the reflections on the floor where I'm fighting these guys right now. And let me just say that I'm getting my ass kicked in this game. And it's because I still play like I have all the upgrades I had at the end of Spider-Man from PS4. I don't have them. The game started over, so I'm trying to do stuff that I can't do, and I'm like, yo, why is that not working? Oh yeah, oops.
But, you know, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I know.
I like themes.
Are not gonna like that opinion.
I used to love the themes on PS3. I like the themes on PS4. Now I got rid of my PS4, but I had a couple installed. The Uncharted one was really dope. If anyone listening to this remembers, it's like Nathan Drake sitting against like a burning car. I mean, it was dope.
Yeah.
There was like gold coins when it was really cool. The Last of Us one's sick. The God of War one's simple but really fun. So yeah, I wish there were still themes, but I still like the UI. Like,
it's not to say they don't add.
And I think that's a big thing for me with the Xbox. The Xbox UI, it's exactly what I had on my One X. And I know it got updated recently, so it's not like it's not new. It's just the PlayStation is brand new. It's a UI you have to relearn. And unlike with the PS4 and Xbox One launch, it's full featured. You're not missing anything that you had before except for themes. You know?
Yeah.
So once you learn it, you're going to be like, man, this is awesome. Whereas the Xbox just doesn't feel new. Like I said, it's like upgrading your computer. It's a complete upgrade. Whereas, like, the One X was just kind of a GPU and RAM upgrade with a very similar CPU. This is complete. I mean, everything is better than the Xbox One exponentially. So, it's, what was I doing here? I gotta stop looking at the screen. It's dope, and I do anticipate spending a lot more time with my Xbox as more games come out. I played Call of Duty with my friends the other night. Matt and Sean, we hopped on to Zombies, and we must have spent... I don't know, we probably spent 5 hours playing Zombies. We got really close to finishing the Easter egg until one of my two friends, I won't tell you which one of them made a very terrible decision and essentially cost us the game. So, he knows who he is. If he hears this,
he'll hear it, I'm sure, one of the two.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm going to be honest with you, I couldn't even guess. We've all had our moments playing The Division back in the day.
Yeah.
Great game. I had a lot of fun playing that one with you guys.
I've had a week with the Xbox. I've had a weekend with the PlayStation. I'm more hyped than I ever have been for both systems for the future. It's going to be a fun generation. I really believe it's going to be the most fun
that would
in
be
a
a
long
game
time.
I would really like to see the improvements on for next gen. It's The Division.
Yeah,
I would
dying
love
to see
those
3.
Because those load times for these missions and everything, I would love to see how much more quicker that is and how much quicker I can play with my friends.
I already played the Division 2 on my One X with an external SSD, and I timed it against Matt running on a One X with a regular hard drive, and his fast travel was like 42 seconds to my 8. And that's a hard drive running at maybe 600 megabytes a second. So one that's running at 5,500 megabytes a second, yeah. It's going to be fun to see what happens with this generation, especially with load times, because the PS4 and Xbox One generation introduced massive load times that I hated. But yo, I actually gotta cut this short and get to work. We covered a good amount of stuff. We missed last week, so
coming in short at an hour.
yeah. We missed last week, so we'll probably do a bigger one next week to make up for it.
Oh, absolutely. We gotta get more footage too, and we got Calamity. Just Calamity. We just got Calamity coming out on the 20th, so we'll definitely have some news for that too. Keep you guys updated 100%.
Yeah, we'll have to get you a capture card before then, so we can have some footage of it. But
I'm hoping Best Buy does one of these tech sales that they're doing, and I hope we get a capture card.
Word. All right.
Yeah,
with
definitely.
that, Red Cloud Gamers signing off. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, thank you.